Hey guys, and welcome to the video. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Sarah and I'm so happy to have you with me. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Today I'm going to be doing something that I'm so flippin' excited about. I finally placed my first order on Shop Miss A and I got all of my stuff. So I have actually had the chance to test everything out at least once. So this is not only going to be a haul, but also kind of like a first impression review, if that makes sense. So that's what we're doing today. I'm super excited. I did get like a good amount of stuff, but not too much stuff. I know definitely given the prices of this website, everything is like $1, that you could probably go really ham on this website and get like the whole website for like, I don't know, $100. But I did just get the stuff that interested me the most, so let's get right into it. So the first thing and the most boring thing that I got was a little hand mirror. This is from the AOA studio. It's really small. It's just like, it's not big at all. And I just really wanted a hand mirror, to be quite honest with you guys. And so I got one. It was $1. I actually really like this. It's like a soft matte texture. It's cushiony kind of in your hands. So I don't know. I used it for my whole makeup today, except for when I put on my eyelashes, because I need both of my hands for that. I can't hold a mirror. So unfortunately that didn't happen. But so far I like it, and I think it's gonna do me some good stuff in the future. The next thing that I picked up is actually from the brand Beauty Treats, and this is the lip scrub in Almond Cream. So typically I do use the lip scrubs from Lush, but as I have recently kind of finished my little pot from Lush, and I also happen to be placing an order with Shop Miss A, I figured, well, I might as well just get one and try that one out. Honestly, I don't really buy that many things from Lush, so it's almost like a traumatizing experience just going into Lush to get one small thing, because I kind of like, you know, they all get in and they try to sell you stuff and they don't leave you alone, and I just really hate a lot of like in-store shopping experiences, to be quite honest with you guys. I really do prefer shopping online in the safety and happiness and comfort of my own home. I don't know if that sounds crazy. It might be, but that's how I feel.
You're a crazy person.
So I ended up picking up this lip scrub in Almond Cream, and it's a little bit different texture than I'm used to with a lip scrub. Like, it's got a lot more creaminess to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the ones from Lush are pretty much just straight up sugar. Like, there's really not a lot of like kind of middleman happening here. But this one's like pretty solid mix of like creaminess as well as scrubbiness, and I kind of like that. It says it exfoliates and moisturizes the lips with antioxidants such as vitamin E. Finely ground walnut shells help to gently remove dead skin, leaving the lips soft and supple. So that sounds great, honestly. So far so good. I have just used it the one time this morning and I did really like it, honestly. The smell is interesting, to say the least. I wouldn't say it smells like almonds to me, but so far so good. If we look at the ingredients, there's not almonds in this at all, actually, so that's interesting. I like that it says it has walnuts, but then it's called almond cream. I don't know. Anyways, but I'm just happy to have a new lip scrub in my life, and it was only $1. Next up, I did get an eyebrow pencil. So this is the AOA Studio Sculpting Brow Pencil, and I got mine in the shade Caramel. They don't have that many shades, and Caramel did seem to be the one that suited me best because it was like basically the only warm toned one. But it's pretty, like, it's one of those, how do you describe, it's one of those bigger brow pencils, kind of I guess similar to an Anastasia brow definer. I've never used it, but I think that the shape is similar. It's kind of like a chunky teardrop shape, and I'm not super familiar with brow pencils like this. I've always tended to use something a little bit tinier, like the Brow Wiz, but this was only $1. Again, everything was, well, okay, I don't want to say everything was $1 because I have a few things that weren't $1. So this one was $1, and why not try a $1 brow pencil? It does have a very nice spoolie on the other end, which I really like. It's kind of a small spoolie, but it's not too rough, not too soft either though. It's just like, it's a solid, it's like a spoolie you can trust. So I have used this actually twice now. I tried it yesterday and this morning, and I do actually really like it. It's super, super pigmented. It goes on really, really easily. And if you like mess up and put it where you don't want it, if you just like spoolie it out, it actually does blend away really quickly or easily, both easily and quickly. So that's something that I do really appreciate about our pencil, because I'm not perfect when it comes to my eyebrows. So if I mess up, which I almost always do every single time, then I like to have kind of that wiggle room before it sets on my face, that I can kind of work it off of my face so it's not there forever. You know what I mean? So far so good. I think that I do like this. At the moment, this is what I'm using. Sometimes I use the IT Cosmetics, and then sometimes I use the MAC. So like, I mean, if you're curious, these are like my 3 that are in my daily usage right now. The MAC one is part of my Project Pan, so I am just trying to get it out of my collection. It doesn't have a spoolie, and I don't like that. And then the IT Cosmetics and the AOA Studio are actually very, very similar in kind of the fact that they're like a really big tip. The IT Cosmetics is more of like a thick oval, and then this is like a thick teardrop. So I do like both of these. I do actually like the MAC one. I just wish it had a spoolie. So the next thing is the thing that honestly I think I was the most excited about when placing this order. It was one of the main reasons why I actually did place the order, and that is the AOA Studio Paw Charity Super Soft Wonder Blender teardrop shape, because I think they have this in like another shape. So this is one of the things that was not $1. It is $1.55, and that is because it's part of the Paw Charity program, which I'm going to read to you so that you guys know what it is. It says, the program was inspired and created by the entire team at Miss A. Paw represents our love for animals and our stand against animal testing and abuse. Amazing. So basically throughout the year, Miss A is going to be putting out these special edition products, and it is going to be going towards the Paw Charity program, where all of the extra 55 cents on top of that dollar that is their base price is going to be going to charities that they do select. And then it says all donations will help towards animal rescue and adoption. So I love this. I think this is amazing. Like, I am like so down to be donating that extra 55 cents, to be honest. If they could donate the whole $1.55, that would be awesome. But I understand obviously they're the business, they have to make profit as well. But I love the idea of it. I'm super, super happy that they are doing that. So for the sponge itself, this is what it looks like new and dry. I haven't used this one at all. I actually bought 2 of them because I figured, well, if it's $1.55, I can afford that. And if it's as good or better than a beauty blender, I need to have 2 on hand. Like, what if I really like it? What if I can't have access to it anymore? I need to have 2. So apologies, I did not clean the one that I just used this morning, but it is still wet or damp, so you guys can see kind of what size it grows to. And this is pretty much the difference. It does get a decent amount bigger, honestly. And it's so interesting because it has the weirdest texture to it. I was not expecting this whatsoever, but it's like, it does not feel like a beauty blender. It's like, I don't know. It's really soft though. It's like, that's the biggest #1 thing I've been seeing in reviews, is how soft this beauty sponge is. And I 100% agree. It's like so squishy. Like, it's like a little pillow. It's like putting a pillow on your face. It's so soft and it's so squishy, but the texture is like, you have to feel it to understand. It's so weird. It's like, it looks and feels as if it has like a rough texture on the outside of it, but then that doesn't show up when you blend out your makeup. I was highly expecting to have like kind of like a weird textury foundation look when I was using this, but that's not the case at all. So I'm really happy about it. I do think that this picks up or soaks up a lot more product than your beauty blender will. Like, I can definitely tell after just one time putting foundation on, it's pretty dark, which I have a feeling it picked up quite a bit of foundation when I was using it, but I typically don't want a full coverage foundation anyways, so if it soaks up a little bit and shears out my foundation, that doesn't bother me at all. Now, typically I don't even use the actual beauty blender when I'm blending out my makeup. I have been using the L'Oreal sponge, but this one is getting kind of ratty, kind of old, and got some tears, got some holes in it, so I'm super happy to have these ones on hand now. I can officially throw this out and move on with my life. But do I think that I will keep using these sponges? I think so, honestly. I think I'll keep using them for sure. And do I think that they're going to replace my L'Oreal sponge? For now, yes. and they're a whole heck of a lot cheaper. So obviously I'll keep you guys updated in the future if I'm still loving these things once they're kind of past their like usage date, if that makes sense. But so far so good. I do really like them. So next up, and another thing, which is one of the main reasons, basically the second main reason why I went to the website in the first place, is to pick up the AOA Studio Pawpaw Charity All About Eyes brush set and brush holder. So this guy retails for $10.55. So although obviously the website advertises that everything is only $1, technically you get 10 brushes in here, so it's like $1 a brush, and then the holder itself is like, it just comes with it. And then again, that 55 cents does go towards the Pawpaw Charity program. So another amazing thing. And I really honestly am super impressed with the quality of the holder and the brushes as well, given the price. So the holder has these two little snaps on the side just to keep the top in place. And I think that's really helpful actually just for like travel purposes. Now, I'm not really someone who travels like literally ever, so I don't really need to bring brushes with me anywhere, but if I did need to, this would be honestly amazing. So I'm going to go over all of the brushes. I haven't used every single one of them as of yet. I have used most of them, so I'll kind of show you the brushes, give you details, give you thoughts, give you opinions on it. So the first brush in the kit is the E125, and this is the pink angled blending brush. It says to blend out crease or apply color onto lid. Yeah, I can definitely see that. This is one that I haven't used yet because these kind of fluffy angled brushes haven't always been my jam, but I have used a brush like this, kind of the same style as this, in my crease before, and I did like it, so I do imagine that this would work quite well for that. Whereas applying color onto the lid, I don't know how much I would like it for that, but they are very soft and very cute because they're pink and white. Next up is the E126, and this is the pink large blending brush. It says oversized fluffy blending brush used to diffuse eyeshadow or apply highlight. Oh cool, I didn't know that. And I have used this one. I actually did specifically use it to blend out my eye look today, that like once I was almost done and I just needed a little bit of extra blending, I went ahead and used this. And I did really enjoy this. It honestly did a pretty good job. I do like this. Next up we have the E127, and this is going to be their pink tapered blending, perfect for blending out crease and outer eyeshadow. That's exactly what I used it for. So I actually used this in my look today to apply my transition shade. It did an absolutely excellent job. This is exactly the brush that I like to use because it pretty much blends everything out for you, and you really don't have to put in that much effort with your transition shade, so I really like this. Next up is the E128, and this is going to be the pink mini tapered blending brush. Blends out inner and outer corner area with precise blending. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I used it for. I used this, I believe, for just the outer corner to get some of the darkness happening there, and I did really like using it for that. So yeah, I really do like this. I think that I would use this simply just for really getting into that inner corner, but like in a blended way, if that makes sense. Like before you get real precise with your darkest shade, you go in with your second darkest shade on this brush. That's what I use it for. Next up is the E129 brush, and this is going to be your flat shader brush controlled application of eyeshadow on lid and great for blending the crease. I mean, that's not what I thought it was. I haven't used this one yet, but upon looking at it, it's pretty fluffy, so I can definitely see blending out the crease, but I typically like something a little bit flatter, which I'll get to later, to apply all over the lid with. But so far, I mean, cute. Let's see how it goes. Maybe I'll use it one day, but so far I haven't used it, so I have no opinions. Next up is the E130. This is the pink medium blending brush. Blends out eyeshadow effortlessly with more precision. I am reading this from the website for those of you who are curious. And yeah, I would say that for sure. I used this as a kind of like in-between brush between these two. So like this was my initial transition shade. This was like for more precise in the outer corner. And then I used like this one to kind of blend those two together, if that makes sense. It does exactly what it says. It blends out with a little bit more precision than the big one. Next up is E131. This is the pink flat concealer brush. Applies concealer, primers, and great for packing on eyeshadow. I don't use stuff like this for concealer personally. I just put it on and blend it out with a sponge. So for me, I did use this to pack shadow all over the lid, and I did also use it to put on the more shimmery shade on the kind of more inner corners of my eyes, and then I did also use it to put the highlight on my brow bone because I didn't really know which one to use for that, so I just ended up using this, and it worked really well, and I really liked it. Next up is the E132, and this is the pink small blending brush. Blends out eyeshadow with extreme detail for those hard to reach areas. Yes! 100% man. I use this for, I guess, the part where you put the darkest shade in your outer corner to get depth happening. That's what I use this one for, and I loved it. Oh, this did such a good job. I'm very happy with this. I will definitely keep using this as well as the rest of them, but I really liked this. So second to last is the E133 brush. This is the pink brow spoolie brush. Helps fill in brows and achieve arch perfection. Arch perfection, you guys. This is what this will give you. I personally, again, because obviously you just saw that I picked up a brow pencil, I don't need this at the moment. But sometimes I do use the Dip Brow Pomade from Anastasia Beverly Hills, so this might come in handy when we get to that part of my makeup day, if I ever do that. But to be honest, I've really been enjoying using pencils, so I won't probably get a whole lot of use out of this one, but it's nice to have, and it's pink, so. Last up is the E134 brush, and this is the pink pencil crease brush. Perfect for smoking out water or lash line and intensifying crease. Okay, cool. So I didn't even think about using this to intensify the crease. Like if you're doing a cut crease, that actually makes a lot of sense. But I use this to do the lower lash line today. I honestly really like this because of how small that it is. The other two pencil brushes that I have in my collection are from BH Cosmetics, and you can see, I hope you can see, this one is a lot smaller than the other two, and so it's very precise, and I love that. Overall, those are the 10 brushes that come in the brush set, and I have used most of them. There's literally 3 that I didn't use out of the 10. So somehow I managed to use 7 brushes when I was doing my eyeshadow today. So far, I absolutely really do love these brushes. They are just as soft as I was told that they would be, and I'm really excited about that. I hope that they like last well, that the quality is actually there, but if not, they're only $10.55, so I can't really complain about it. So far, so good, and let's move on to the next. While just quickly still on the topic of brushes, I did pick up this AOA quick brush cleaner. Again, this was $1. This is, I guess, similar to like your color switch at Sephora, so it's really just like a little textured, spongy loofah type thing inside of a container, and all you do is you swirl your brush around and it gets off any kind of like extra eyeshadow. So if you want to switch colors in between, like while using the same brush, you can go ahead and do that. Now I'm going to show you guys, before I got this, what I've been using. I basically DIY'd my own brush cleaner, which if you like want to, you can do this. I just got this little container from the dollar store, and then I used this hair donut, pop that in there, and it literally works exactly the same. So this is what I've been using so far for like switching between colors, but it's kind of big and it takes up a lot of space on my makeup desk, so I'm really happy that this is so much smaller and it's actually made for that, whereas this is literally a hair donut, but I mean, does the same thing. Although I do imagine that the hair donut's going to be a lot harder to clean than this little thing, because it seems like, yeah, it just pops right out and you can just probably clean that really easy. So I did forget, we can stay on the topic of brushes. I picked up another brush, just a single brush. This is the AOA Studio F19. This is the highlighter brush. So for the longest time I've just been using like a fan brush for my highlight, but I've seen people all over the internet using something a lot similar to this for their highlight. And I was like, I should get me one of those things because everyone else is doing it, so I guess I gotta do it too. And this is really nice. Like, it's super soft. So this is obviously like different bristles from the eye brushes, but it's still equally as soft, maybe softer, I can't really tell, but it looks like it's one of those kind of like duo fiber brushes, and the handle is a lot thicker and longer.
That's what she said.
But I really like this. I used it to apply my highlight today and I really enjoyed it. I'm going to keep using it. So for the second to last item that I grabbed, it was actually not from the AOA Studio but from the Amuse Cosmetics line, and this is the Blush and Glow Duo. It does not have any like shade name, it's literally just number 2. It's like a nice kind of cool rosy mauve shade. I really don't know how to explain that, but this is a blush with a highlighter. And so the highlighter itself is like pretty, like it's basically just white with a little bit of iridescence to it. It's definitely not holographic, but it's got like an off color to it, kind of, I don't know, like maybe a little yellow tint to it, and that works really well with my skin tone, so I'm happy that they all came together. And so far I do really like this. The pigmentation of the blush is not crazy, but I like that because it means if I put like a lot of blush on my brush, I don't have to worry about like overdoing it, if that makes sense. Now, I did not use this highlight as my highlight today. I just used it over the inner corner of the lid, so I used it in my eyeshadow look, and so far I like it. It's not like the most crazy pigmented metallic highlight you've ever seen in your whole life, but it is very nice to look at, so I like it so far. So the last thing that I picked up is the AOA Studio Wonder Baked Highlighter. I feel like I've heard that this is very similar to the e.l.f. baked highlighters. This one is probably a lot bigger. I've never actually owned an e.l.f. baked highlighter before, but I feel like this one seems bigger from what I know, so I don't know. But this is in the shade Bon Bon, and this was basically one of their lightest highlight shades that they had, because I am always looking for the lightest thing possible, because even if it looks like it's light but it could still work on medium skin tones, I already know immediately it's going to be too dark for me, so I just need white. That's what I need. I will say right off the bat, this one, it weirdly doesn't seem to be as pigmented as the highlight in the Blush Highlight Duo, but also because like you can't really look into seeing if this is the truth or not, because in the Blush Glow Duo they don't have names for either one, but this one does have a name, and I have this just like sensation, this feeling, these thoughts that this highlighter and the highlighter in this is exactly the same highlighter, but for some reason this one has more pigmentation to it. I cannot explain it to you guys. Literally looking at them in the pan, they look identical. They look exactly the same. The only difference is when I swatch them, the one in the Blush Glow Duo just has a little bit more back pigment to it. I don't understand. Obviously, I picked them both because this is the highlighter that I need in my life, but I may or may not have bought two of the same highlighter somehow. But oddly enough, when I swatch this, it seems like literally not pigmented at all. Like you can't, there's nothing happening when you swatch it. But wait, there's more! Because when you put it on your face, it's insane. I have a clip of it, but I'm gonna just do it one more time for you guys because, oh my goodness. Are you serious? Do we see this? Do we see it? I can't even believe it. This is so stunning. It only shows up when you use a brush though. And maybe it's like the combination of the AOA brush and the AOA highlighter. But together, magic. Pure magic. Super into this. Definitely would go for another one if they had another one as light as this. I think they do, and I just was picking between two different ones and ended up on this one. I love it so much. So overall, I spent approximately $20 on this entire haul, which is incredible. I'm like super stoked on that, and I did pay shipping. I think it was approximately about $7. So in total I paid like $27, but then convert that to Canadian, so it was probably like $35 for me. But like, that ain't bad. Like, that's the price of like one thing from Sephora, and I got a lot of things. So overall, I'm really happy with all the stuff that I got from Shop Miss A. I do highly recommend that you guys go and check it out. If I was to recommend anything in particular, I would say the sponge, the brush set, and the highlighter. These are the top three for me at the moment, for sure. And of course, like, you know, the little mirror is going to come in handy if you don't have one. It's only $1, but you can get that from the dollar store, I guess. But yeah, I'm super happy. So that is the end of today's video. I did have a lot of fun filming this. I had a lot of fun ordering this, receiving it, using it, filming it. This is just a generally amazing experience for me, and I hope you guys got some good recommendations. And if you do place an order, please let me know. I would love to see what you guys are going to be picking up and if you like it as much as I do. Again, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It means the world to me, and it does actually help out my channel. Amazing. And if you want to subscribe, you can. There's no pressure. I do post 2 videos every week on Saturdays and Tuesdays. If you guys have any video requests, or if you just want to say hello, I do love to talk with you guys, so you can leave that in the comment section down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!